on, little girl. Oh, you got a bone. Oh, what's the bone? Oh, yes, I know. It's a nice bone. I see your bone. Okay, well, hello, everyone. So, for tonight's stories, we have the Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat for a Halloween book. We have God Gave Us Angels and Frog on a Log. So, which one would you like to read? God Gave Us Angels first? Okay. Good choice, mister. Okay. You ready, little girl? Yeah? Cool. Okay. What are you doing up here, little cub? Papa Bear asked. Looking for angels, she said in a hushed voice. The bunnies said they're all around us. Hey, needy girl. You're my little fluffy boots. You're right. Yeah. I know, baby. Ah, Papa said. Did you see any? Not yet, but Mama says they're hard to find. They're invisible. Most of the time they are invisible, but not always. Have you ever seen one, little cub asked? I mean for reals. I haven't, but I agree with the bunnies. They're often with us. Are some here now, she whispered. Maybe, he whispered back. What do angels do all day, Papa? Angels live to serve God. Whatever he wants them to do, they do. And he loves us. So sometimes they bring messages from him to us. Other times they guard us or even fight for us. And they're always worshiping God. Does all that worshiping give them those halo thingies? They don't actually have halos. Ours just show them that way because angels hang out with God so much, sometimes glow with his light. What, it look like a lantern? Papa laughed. Kind of. Some have said that seeing an angel is like looking at the sun. They can appear like the biggest, strongest bears you've ever met. Some angels even carry a flaming sword. A flaming sword? Little Cub said. I want one of those. Me too, Papa said with a laugh. But only angels get to carry them. Angels can look so much like us, we won't even notice them. That's one reason why we should be nice to everyone we meet. Because some might be angels in disguise. In disguise, she said. They play dress up like me? In a way. Sometimes they like to blend in and not distract us, to see if we're willing to take care of others in need, those who might be sick or hungry or without a place to stay. Oh, the bunnies said they were our guardians or something. There are angels that protect us. Sometimes God sends them to keep us from harm, and sometimes he just uses plain old parents. But I'm not always safe, little Cub said. I've gotten hurt. Why didn't God give me an angel in those times? I'm not sure, little Cub. But no matter what happens, we can trust he is near and watching. He loves us even more than the angels do. Should we pray to angels? To ask them to help us? Angels are God's servants. He's their boss. We should pray only to God, because he is the one who tells them what to do. The bunnies say the angels are always singing, but I can't hear them. That's because they're up in heaven. I bet they sing because their hearts are so full, Papa said. Can you imagine being able to see God, touch him, know him like we know each other? That would make us the happiest bears alive. We'd be smiling and singing too. Will we get to be an angel when we die? No. Angels have lived with God for a very long time and always will. They were there when he created the earth. We will always be bears, but we'll see angels in heaven for sure. God really created angels to serve him more than us, little Cub. They love him and will do anything for him. Little Cub was quiet. I love God too. I know, little Cub. So do I. Hey, Papa, stop. hope I get to see an angel sometime, Little Cub said. You know, for real. Then I can tell those bunnies. Papa smiled. When you do, you'll catch a glimpse of God's glory and what we'll see in heaven. Well, until then, I'm going to pray that God sends his angels to watch over you, whether you can see them or not. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you for the kisses, Allison. Little Cub went to sleep that night and dreamed of singing with the angels and worshiping God. And she was glad, so glad that God gave them all angels. Hi, baby boy. Hey, sweet boy. Are you just licking the barbecue off my shirt? Probably. All right, which one do you want to read next? Trick or treat. Okay. Berenstein Bears, trick or treat. Even little bears expect a good fright when they go out for treats on Halloween night. The sights and sounds of autumn were all around as Mama Bear pushed her shopping cart along the path that led to the bear's family treehouse. The trees and shrubs were ablaze with color. Farmer Ben's pumpkin stood bright orange in the October sun. The crows cawed noisily as they searched the stubble for bits of corn. Wild geese in great V formations honked in the sky as they flew south. But the surest sign of the season was inside the treehouse, hiding behind Papa Bear's easy chair. It was Brother Bear, waiting to try out his Halloween costume on Mama. It wasn't Halloween yet. Brother and sister couldn't wait to try on their new costumes. Sister was going to be a beautiful ballerina. What do you think? She asked, taking the third position. Shh, said Brother. Mama's coming. Brother had chosen to be a spooky monster for Halloween. He had bought the spookiest monster mask he could find, and Mama made the rest of the costume. Boo! He shouted as Mama came in with the groceries. Help! A monster! She cried, pretending to be frightened. It's only me, Mama, he said, showing his face. So it is, Mama said. Well, that just goes to show that appearances can be deceiving. Appearances can be deceiving? What's that mean? Asked Sister. It's just a grown-up way of saying that things aren't always what they look like, explained Mama as she unpacked the groceries. Look, goodies, said Brother. Hands off, please, said Mama. Those are for trick-or-treaters who come to our house tomorrow night. Brother and Sister were very excited about Halloween and a little nervous, too. This was the first year they would be going trick-or-treating without a grown-up along to supervise. I'm not so sure I like the idea of them going by themselves, said Papa, as he carved the pumpkin he got from Farmer Ben. It's pretty spooky out there, he added, making a scary face at the cubs. Now, Papa, said Mama, if Brother and Sister want to accept the challenge of going out on their own, I think we should encourage them. But remember, she continued, turning to the cubs, there'll be strict rules. You'll stay in your own neighborhood, and you won't eat any of the treats until you're back home. Besides, said Brother, we won't really be by ourselves. We made a trick-or-treat date with Cousin Freddie, Lizzie Bruin, and Queenie McBear. Where are you going? Okay, we've been abandoned. There, said Papa, putting the finishing touches on the jack-o'-lantern. Then he lit a candle inside it and turned out all the lights. It was pretty scary. Get cozy, would you? Cozy, good sir. Oh, yeah. You get cozy. Oh my gosh, meow, Bob. Yeah. Are you watching Pocoyo? Yeah. You got Pocoyo there. You got Nightmare Before Christmas here. Getting all the good stuff. The next day, Brother and Sister began planning the trick-or-treat route they'd follow that night. Brother got a pencil and paper and made a map of the neighborhood. That way, he explained, they wouldn't miss anybody. Let's see now, he said. We'll stop at our houses first. Ours, Freddie's, Lizzie's, and Queenie's. Then we'll do Farmer Ben's and our sitters, Mrs. Grizzle. Mrs. Grizzle for sure, agreed Sister. She usually makes special Halloween cookies. And Teacher Jane, she gives out good stuff. How about Dr. Grizzly? Asked Brother. She's into health snacks. I think so, just to be polite, said Sis. Gramps and Gran, of course. Of course. I'll tell you one place we are going to miss, said Brother, folding his map. What place is that? Asked Sister. That one, he answered, pointing out the window at the house of old Ms. McGriz. It was a spooky, twisted old treehouse in a thicket at the end of Crooked Lane. We're definitely not going there, he added with a shiver. Why ever not? Asked Mama, who was listening. Looks so precious and blanky. Why not? Said the cubs. She's a witch, that's why not. What utter nonsense, protested Mama. True, Miss McGriz is old and bent and rather forbidding looking, but I can assure you she's a perfectly nice person. But the cubs didn't believe her. Not for a minute. They knew better. Everybody knew better. No doubt about it, Ms. McGriz was a witch for sure. Just after dark, a pirate, a skeleton, and the wicked queen from Snow White came for brother and sister. They were Freddie, Lizzie, and Queenie, of course, and together they ventured out into the darkness with their trick-or-treat bags. Before they could get started collecting Halloween goodies, they were joined by some worrisome company. Too Tall Grizzly and his gang, out for mischief. Too Tall didn't waste any time trying to get brother, sister, and their friends to go along with him and his gang. Come on, we'll show you goody-goodies how to have some real Halloween fun, he said, pulling brother along with him. What sort of fun? Asked brother warily. Oh, you might say we're going to put the trick back in trick-or-treat, he said, chuckling. It was so dark, the brother and the others didn't notice where they were headed. Hey, said sister, this is Crooked Lane. That's right, said Too Tall. We're going to play a few tricks on old Witch McGriz. Well, what sort of tricks? Asked brother. Her gnarled, twisted old treehouse loomed ahead. First, whispered Too Tall, taking a roll of toilet paper from his jacket, we'll decorate our house with a little of this. Then maybe we'll tie a few knots in her clothesline and smear some honey on her broomstick so she'll stick to it when she tries to fly. You tired, baby? But before Too Tall and his gang could start their mischief, the front door opened, and a bright yellow light stabbed the darkness. And there in the doorway stood the frightening figure of old Ms. McGriz. Ah, she said in a gravelly voice, I'm ready for you. She then led the terrified cubs into a cozy living room. To their great surprise, there was a big tray of beautiful candy apples, all prepared for Halloween visitors. Mama was right, whispered sister to brother. Ms. McGriz really is a sweet old kind person. The cubs thanked her for the beautiful apples and went about the rest of their trick-or-treat business. Later that evening, brother and sister were at home looking over all the treats they had collected. The beautiful candy apples stood out, and Papa asked where they came from. From Ms. McGriz, answered brother. That scary-looking old grouch puss that lives down Crooked Lane, said Papa. That's right, said brother, taking a delicious bite of his candy apple. You must really try to remember, Papa, said sister, giving her apple a little lick. Appearances can be quite deceiving. I'm tired, my baby. You're just juking me out. All right. And our last book, Frog on a Log. All right. Frog on a log. Hey, Frog, sit on a log, said the cat. But I don't want to sit on a log, said the frog. Logs are all hard and uncomfortable, and they can give you splinters. Ouch. I don't care, said the cat. You're a frog, so you must sit on a log. Can't I sit on a mat? Asked the frog. Only cats sit on mats, said the cat. What about a chair? Said the frog. I wouldn't mind sitting on a chair. Hares sit on chairs, said the cat. Perhaps I could sit on a stool, said the frog. Mules sit on stools, said the cat. What about a sofa? Said the frog. I could stretch right out on a sofa. Gophers sit on sofas, said the cat. It's very simple, really. Cats sit on mats, hares sit on chairs, mules sit on stools, gophers sit on sofas, and frogs sit on logs. Well, I think you're supposed to say gophers instead of gophers. So it rhymes with sofas. What do you think about that? What do lines sit on? Asked the frog. Lion sit on iron, said the cat. Ouch, said the frog. What do parrots sit on? Parrots sit on carrots, said the cat. Lions sit on irons and parrots sit on carrots. It doesn't sound very comfortable, said the frog. It's not about being comfortable, said the cat. It's about doing the right thing. What do foxes sit on? Asked the frog. Foxes sit on boxes, said the cat. Foxes sit on boxes and fleas sit on peas. What do goats sit on? Asked the frog. Goats sit on coats, said the cat. Goats sit on coats, cows sit on plows, and storks sit on forks. What do gorillas sit on? What do gorillas sit on? Asked the frog. Gorillas sit on pillars, said the cat. Gorillas sit on pillars, rats sit on hats, weasels sit on easels, and moles sit on poles. What do seals sit on? Asked the frog. Don't you know anything? Said the cat. Seals sit on wheels, doves sit on gloves, newts sit on flutes, lizards sit on wizards, and apes sit on grapes. What about puffins? Asked the frog. Puffins sit on muffins, said the cat. Puffins sit on muffins, snakes sit on cakes, owls sit on towels, gibbons sit on ribbons, lambs sit on jams, and bees sit on keys. Well, I never knew that, said the frog. Well, you do now, said the cat. What do dogs sit on? Asked the frog. I was hoping you weren't going to ask that, said the cat. Oh, dogs sit on frogs. He's got a little hope sign. Look, he's got a little hope sign. Oh, no. Poor froggy. Oh, no. Poor Frogaloo. Okay. All right. So that is it for tonight. For tomorrow, I don't know if we'll be a little late. We're deciding whether to go to this Halloween thing at the Springs Preserve here in the Vegas area. And they've got a special Halloween thing from like 5 to 9, and tomorrow's the last night to go. So we're trying to debate whether or not we should go. So if we do go, we may or may not be late for it, because it ends at 9. And of course, we stream at 9. So if we do, I will push this to 10 o'clock tomorrow so we can get home, because it's only like a half-hour drive. But yeah, and if we don't go, then this will just still be at 9 for tomorrow night. But yeah, it's just so you guys are aware that there's a little bit of limbo going on there for tomorrow night, but by like an hour. All right, so we will see you tomorrow, regardless of whether it's 9 or 10. But just so you're aware that there may or may not be a time change. Okay? All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.